All right, we got a tier list for you. It's not about gameplay, don't worry. It's not about meta strength, don't worry. No one cares about any of that. It's about how good is everybody in bed. I want you to know, we're ranking these characters based on if they are a futa, because that adds versatility. And I think it's unfair as an example for me to say, well, you could have somebody, like Su Shang, who's really good, but somebody else, where is she? Like Silverwolf, who has Aether editing and could just give herself a dick. That's versatility right there. That's unfair. Ranking them all as if they already all have the exact same equipment. I'm also going to let all of you know, I have not finished Amphoris. So I don't have a finalized opinion on the Naxa, Mighty, Caster, Aglaya, and so on. With that being said, are we counting Tribbie as just like the individual Tribbie? Like, is this just Tribbie herself, or is this all of the Tribbies, the 3 we meet initially, and then subsequently all of the others that used to be there? Because this could kind of come down to a situation where it's like Nahida, where it's like there's so many options and there's so many different variations of Tribbie that first off, I'm just gonna right off the bat S tier. There is so much variety that if we're including all of the options, all of the alternative, all the other clones of Tribbie, then S tier automatically. But even if we get rid of that and you're just dealing with the primary one, as in the one you have on your account in game, because most of you probably pulled her, still S tier. First off, you can't look at that and be like, damn, kind of mid. No, hot, extra tight, travel sized, red hair. She's competing with Klee, technically speaking, because they're not fire, but they're both pretty hot. Also, it's like Nahida, but not. And Nahida is a smash, Nahida's S tier. So starting off with that one. Now, I do want to know, for characters like QQ, does more experience push them up higher, or do you prefer individuals with no experience? Because QQ, her ranking isn't entirely dependent on that. She has gambled away. Her body's been gambled more than once, okay? This girl gets bent over quite a fair bit. Now, she's not as promiscuous as somebody like Sparkle, but it happens. And so these two characters kind of have very fluctuating rankings. I'm gonna put them as solid A tiers, just because no matter what, the experience is gonna be great. But if you don't like an individual having that much experience, it brings it down. This is a safe bet in my opinion. First off, we have the main character. They're a bit of a dumbass. However, I'm putting both of them in S tier. However, I like Stella a lot more. So she's getting S tier, Kalis is getting A tier because Kalis's design is kind of ass to me. But Stella, great art. I'm not gonna lie. Amazing art, pretty good fan fictions. March, okay, here's the thing. If we're comparing someone like March to somebody like Sparkle, those are two very different types of individuals. March is very happy, she's very cute, she's very outgoing, she's very friendly. Sparkle is Mutsuki. And so if we're comparing these two, it's like, it's like Ayane in Blue Archive versus, or even Hoshino in Blue Archive versus Mutsuki. That's such a wide gap that it comes down to personal preference. But I think March is an S tier character. I don't like her in the game. Like, I don't like her voice in Ian. It's too high pitched for me. But she is really good. And I do think that the overall package of March, like nice chest, nice body, pink hair, really cute design, probably packing, overall makes her a great pick. With that being said, we're contrasting this immediately with Lynx. Have you seen those thighs? Lynx is hot. Okay, and I think initial attraction plays a high role into this, overall listing here. So Lynx being hot is, first off, Quantum characters in general are just hot. Like, you can't deny that. You can't look at the Quantum rosters and be like, they're kind of mid. No, I think all the design budget goes into those characters. So on that exact same point, we're gonna use for this example and say you can touch casters. I think that's a pretty nice prerequisite to state here. But obviously, in comparison to everybody else here, casters has no experience whatsoever. Extra sensitive, extra tight, S tier. Now, not as high ranking as Tribbie, because not as much variety there. But there is the dragon. The dragon might push her up to S tier. I'm putting her middle ground. The dragon is an option too. Okay. Also, if we're counting like sizes, are we adding up all the Tribbies, or is it just like one Tribbie individual? That's a whole different rabbit hole. Doll Hera is legitimately the exact same situation as Tribbie. It's Chindy. You can swap it in, swap it out. What do you want? Oh, you want like attachment? You want extra? You want vibrating? We got that. Like, what do you want me to say? Hook, I'm having to put her down to A tier. Now, she's hot, don't get me wrong. Great art, yes. But she's not going to be as good as Sparkle. She's going to be tighter than Sparkle. Extra warm, yes, but experienced too. We've all seen her in the underworld. We've all seen her down there. Bellabog, I know what you get down into. Now, Denhang, B tier, pretty average. But IL, we're putting him in A tier. Now, the difference is Dragon. That's it. This one is much more appealing than this one. This one is like, every time I see him in the story, I'm like, just switch this. Just switch to this form, please. I know all the budget goes into you, but like, please. It's much better. Second off, Silverwolf, S tier. A tier editing. She can legitimately do, like, if you want, what do you want to deal with? Like, what kinks do you have? She's going to help fulfill them. Simple as that. Now, don't stick your dick in crazy is very valid here, but it's Jing Liu. And I know many of you would also do the exact same thing to Skirk and Genshin. So I really feel like I'm going to put her next to IO. Put her next to her friend. There we go. That makes the most sense here. I don't think she's as experienced as Sparkle or anyone else up here, but I think she's pretty enough and overall has a very nice body that it brings her up. However, not a dragon, so maybe not. Actually, no. I feel like she would have topped him. So we're going with that one. That's the ranking for that section. Now Arlen, he's cute. I'm thinking service top, but not as experienced as the other ones up in this list. He only really goes with Ast down here. Asta, I'm gonna put it right next to Arlen. They kind of match, together, so it makes the most sense. These two good, but Asta is really hot. Pella, look, Pella is a size queen. She's cute, got the glasses, got the nice hair, overall nice body. She's not packing like the ones up here, and she's not as experienced as Sparkle. A tier. Now, you might notice a theme here. Natasha's going into B tier. I feel like it's a situation that happens a lot with the 1.0 characters. She's very basic design-wise. Comparatively speaking, Serval, I could see Serval being at the top of B tier or bottom of A tier. Rockstar pushes her up a little bit more, but not as appealing, I suppose. She is packing properly though. Now, Ting Yun, I'm gonna put Ting Yun down here at C just because Foog, I think, knocks her out of the park in so many other departments. I don't think it's fair. Also, HuoHuo is going up in S tier. She's hot, mating season, cute, overall design. She's a bottom, but in mating season, she's a top. You have variety there. She heals, she gives you energy, she got the stamina. It's like Si Juin. Now, with that being said, I do think this is a little bit unfair. Casterus, you're not nearly as hot as Silverwolf. HuoHuo, you're doing better. I think Lynx, you can kind of go middle ground here. Yeah, that works. There we go, that works. March in a better outfit. We're moving this March down here. Better in Sword March. Sword March is better. We're moving you down to A tier. B tier. Now, I have a question for you all. Are we thinking the tail and the handlebars make Bailu better than Hook? Or, nah, actually, you know what? It's like a weird Diona situation where the medicine is oftentimes just from her. And so as a result, she knows how to get you going. She got like that instant Viagra. She got like that instant re-up in the event that you have downtime in this example, let's say. I'm gonna put her, I think the tail is hot. I'm going into A tier. Himiko. Himiko doesn't have an alt, but I've seen the other Himikos. And as a result, they push this Himiko down. But I don't want to just rank. I'm gonna put her next to Serval. Clara, easy A tier. Branya, now we have a Branya up here. This Branya, however, seems more kinky just because she's theoretically speaking so sheltered that it really seems like she'd be into a lot more freaky stuff. And I'm putting her next to Jingli because of that. Japard, I feel like Japard he's the most boring of his siblings. I have to put him there. Weltz, it depends. He's got that experience, but he's also loyal. I'm putting him in D tier because he'd be very unlikely to go at it with you. Now, Yanqing, it depends. As a bottom, up here. As a top, he's probably going to be C tier. So we'll put him in B tier as a middle ground. Bottom of B tier because he doesn't have the variety that a lot of the other individuals here do in as they could be tops. He's not even going to be a good like service top like Arlen. No, he's middle of the road. Cute though, really cute, but you only tops. Now, stealing, next to Branya. Faster, so above Branya. Jing Yuan, I'm putting you next to IO. Jing Yuan is more top than bottom, so therefore A tier. Yukong, I like her design a lot, but I want to put her next to Ting Yun because they're friends, but she's hotter. She's not Yanqing, you're on March level. Yukong, I'll put you above Danheng. I'll put you down here. Luocha, C tier. Blade, C tier. Actually, no, let's do that. Yeah, that works. Luca, robot arm. How are we feeling about that, guys? Like, does it like vibrate? Like, is it like how's the hand job? Like, is it cold? Does it have a heating feature? I feel like it wouldn't be comfortable. However, next to Yanqing. Kafka, I feel like next to Sparkle works. I think there's a lot of potential here, but she's not Sparkle. Actually, I'm putting Sparkle at the top of A tier. I'm putting Sparkle in S tier. Sparkle can become anyone. Okay, that opens the door for too much possibility. Now, Fushuan, she's pent up, she's stressed, she's overworked, she has a lot of frustration she could let out as a top, as a bottom. You know what? She's a masochist. Next to QQ. Gwenifin, Sword Swallower. Best head of your life. Topaz, I've seen that ass before. Hanya, I don't know much about you. I'm putting you in C tier next to Tingyun. Argenti, I don't like you and your voice reminds me of Markiplier. Top, next to Topaz. You like Chinyi. Where did I put the other one? I feel like I put somebody else up here who was like Chinyi. Sparkle, I feel like the attachments, but I don't know. How does the body feel? Does it feel warm? Is it cold? Because Hera, I feel like Hera we have more options because there's so many Heras. And Rame's hot, A tier. Rame's bottom, upper B, bottom A. I don't like you. Misha, bottom, cute. Service top energy like Arlen though. So maybe down here next to Arlen, but he's a way better bottom. But I feel like him and Yanqing are basically the same. Okay, this is a smashability tier list. I would smash both of them very heavily. Black Swan, you're getting topped. As in you. She's topping you. Jingyi Wan. Su Sheng, I feel like these three work together. Gallagher, down there. Acheron, okay, look, I'm not gonna lie. Acheron's very pretty, but Raiden is prettier from like Genshin. So I want to put Acheron down here. Also, the question is, how is that memory loss? Is it quick? Is she experienced but has forgotten? Like, what's the time duration? I need to know. Alvin reminds me of Aventurine. I'm putting him next to Topaz. You two work together. You two. Robin, she has the whole singer vibe, which is very similar to the Rockstar vibe of Serval. However, she's very cute. However, her design is bad. Like her splash art, I hate it. It's awful. But I gotta admit, nice vocal cords. So therefore, she can hold her breath for long. I'm putting her in C next to Ron May. Boot Hill, down here. Firefly. Now, Firefly is a bit of a different story here. This is strictly because Firefly would make a good wife. Bed, though, has March energy. And that is okay. Here's a bigger question. Is Sam involved? Like, the mech, can she get into it? What about Mr. Tail? What does he do? Those are some questions I want you guys to tell me about. Because I'm confused here. Jade, get down here. Yunli. Okay, is Yunli better than Clar? Like, not gameplay-wise, but like bedroom-wise. I feel like she's much more of a dom than Clar. Clar's very submissive. I feel like they got equal dicks. I feel like whichever one you go with, Yanqing's getting topped. So they're going in S tier. Jiaocha, I'm not pulling for you. I also don't like your design, but you are a real one. So I will put you in A tier. I will put you above Argenti. I will put everyone above Argenti. Mods, A tier. Actually, I'm putting him in B. I don't feel like he'd be that fun. I feel like he'd be average. Fei Zhao got that fast-paced speed. Fei Zhao would make a good top. Fei Zhao would make a good bottom. Top of A tier. Fei Zhao's going in S tier. I don't have Fei Zhao, by the way. Lingsha, scent kink. She probably smells very nice. Gwenifin tier. Rappa. I thought she was gonna have connections to Silverwolf. She never did. Gwenifin tier. Foog. Now, Foog, I'm putting her next to Bailu. Same deal. I think 9 tails. It's multiple tails. Really floofy. Really soft. Great top. Great bottom. I don't know, but the energy isn't as cute. So it's not making it to the cute list. But she's also not making it to the very strong personality section. She's going next to Argenti. Now, Sunday, I'm not gonna lie, he's going down here in D tier. Big Herta. Not as hot as Little Herta. Lingsha though. Aglaya, I'm not ranking these three. But romance, so I kind of feel like she'd have to be an S tier, like it'd be a disservice to do that. Mighty, masochist, Anaxa, I don't know nothing about you, but I'm putting you in D tier for design alone. This is the tier list, this is the sex tier list. Sex list. Is there anyone here that actually surprised you? Like, where did you expect me to put characters here? I feel like I am debating this Bailu hook section strongly, but I feel like Tribbie knocks him out of the park, so I'm putting handlebars up here. Jingyi Wan isn't even hot. I don't like his VA either. That's the tier list. There we go. Tell me your thoughts down below. Who would you change? Who's your top smash? I'll see you next time.